It's September 20th, 2012. I'm Scott Island, and this is AIWF Worldwide. Thank you for watching. Tonight's episode takes us to Johnson City, Tennessee, the home of the Empire Wrestling Coalition. Yes, the AWC is the flagship promotion for the AIWF Southern Heritage Southern Heritage area, and is the home of such luminaries as J.D. Anderson, Chris Dice, the Redneck Kid, Jeff Storm, and many others. We're just 2 days away from the last show before their signature event, A Nightmare on Legion Street. Here's what's happening. Reid Flair is reportedly in good condition after suffering a dastardly attack by members of the Old School Mafia. Let's go to the exclusive footage backstage.
Hey Reid, watched your match tonight. It was great.
Tough loss, man. God.
Hey, let me tell you something. I watched you. You have awesome potential. I think we would do really great together. I think we should go in business. I think we'd make a lot of money. What do you say, kid?
I love making a lot of money.
Here's my card. Just let me know something, okay?
You got a number on it?
Yeah.
There's my door is on.
I bet he won't be in Johnson City.
Oh, God.
He won't be needing my number.
Son. Shit.
Flair was originally scheduled to take on incumbent EWC heavyweight champion Jackie Anderson. However, he suffered an injured hand in the attack by Old School Mafia members J.D. Anderson, Rebecca Lynn, and Jamie Gibson. And that put him out of action. And he will not be at the September 22nd event, the prelude to A Nightmare on Legion Street. In response, however, Flair promised to send a replacement to face off against Jackie Anderson in the event, saying only that it would be an NWA legend, prompting a legion of speculation, if you don't mind the pun. Nobody knows who that person is going to be, not even most of the promoters involved in the event. However, the fans will find out on September 22nd in Johnson City when Reid Flair's replacement shows up in Johnson City to take on Jackie Anderson for the EWC heavyweight title. On the undercard, Anderson and Gibson, members of the Old School Mafia both, will be taking on American Muscle, that's the team of Uncle Slam, and the Patriot for the AIWF EWC Tag Team Champions. Rebecca Lynn figures prominently in this feud as well, as she was able to injure Uncle Slam in a match that took place recently and was covered on EWC TV. According to Chris Dice, a wrestler and one of the promoters of the event, Rebecca Lynn sprayed a foreign substance into Uncle Slam's eyes, rendering him nearly blinded. Commissioner Jacqueline Curtis offered to postpone the event, but as Chris told me in a recent taping of This Week in Wrestling, Uncle Slam had different ideas.
Last week on AIWF TV, Uncle Slam was actually injured. Rebecca Lynn sprayed his eyes, and he actually has a burnt retina. And this is straight. He actually has retina damage to his right eye from the whatever the heck she sprayed in his eye.
Good Lord.
Yeah. I had a conference call with EWC Commissioner Miss Jacqueline Curtis. She said that she's offered them to postpone the match to October at Fright Night. They're refusing. They want them the 22nd. He does not care. He wants that fresh in his brain of what happened so that they can see, no pun intended, what they did to him while he's kicking their rear end.
In addition, Chris Dice will be challenging Jeff Storm for the Southern Heavyweight Championship. Dice is quite confident for this match, but Jeff Storm's held on to that title for quite a while, so it should be a very good match. Do not miss this event, Saturday, September 22nd at the Johnson City Recreation Center. In other news, controversy surrounding the AIWF Southern Heritage champion J.D. Anderson and the AIWF Board of Directors entered its 5th month with no end to the legal wrangling in sight. Anderson was stripped of the belt after failing to appear for repeated title defenses, but the Old School Mafia's legal team has been working overtime to prevent the AIWF from retrieving the belt. This leaves the championship officially vacant, while Anderson repeatedly asserts that he is the rightful owner of the championship and will defend it if and when, quote, legitimate competition emerges for the title. It is an open question whether the AIWF will insist on binding arbitration or if federal mediators will be brought in to help break the impasse. Be sure to follow the EWC on Facebook at facebook.com/AIWF Empire. You can watch archived matches and TV programs on dailymotion.com/EWC Wrestling. Finally, in world title news, AIWF World Champion Lewis Moore was cleanly pinned on September 8th in his bull rope match with the Monster Beef. This was at the Pure Pro Wrestling event in Pelham, North Carolina. Fans left the Pelham Community Center that night, believing that the Behemoth Beef was indeed the new AIWF World Champion. I cut up to Beef after this huge upset win.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have a huge announcement to make. There is a new AIWF World Heavyweight Champion, and his name is Beef. In a bull rope match on September 8th here at Pelham, North Carolina, this gentleman right here defeated Lewis Moore decisively in the AIWF World Championship. Congratulations, Beef.
You are sad.
So, how does it feel?
Still trying to take it all in right now. It's been a long time coming. I've been battling for a few years now to get to this point. Been in business for 14 years, and now I'm feeling real nice.
Well, it was your match. You're known for your bull rope match. Your name is Beef. So tell me, there was a point in time when you pulled out the powder. How were you able to avoid that? I didn't think you were going to be able. I thought that he was going to get you there.
Yeah, it just worked out in my favor. I saw it last second, and it worked out my way. I got to him before he got to me, and next thing you know, time for the big spear, the T-bone spear, and lights out really.
Lights out really, exactly. And I tell you what, you got a lot coming up. Of course, Lewis is probably going to cash in that rematch twice. It's always in his contract. In addition, Chief Attitude Fuller, current North American champion, will be facing the world champion on October 13th in Martinsville. Have you had a chance to see the Chief match? What do you think? This is kind of a changes the landscape around here.
The whole layout's different now. Guys have been. I'm on the radar. I mean, there's no bones about it. I'm on the radar. Everybody knows it. I've been up and down the East Coast, Midwest, and I've got it now. So anybody bring it on. I don't care who it is. I'm never going to want to back down from the fight. I come to fight every night. I step in the ring, and there's no way in hell I'm going to back down from anybody.
Well, I have to tell you, folks, this is going to send a shockwave throughout the AIWF regions. All of the affiliates are now going to have to take notice to this monster of a man Beef, our new AIWF World Champion. We'll be right back after more from myself, Scott.
However, the same AIWF film crew that filmed the interview that you just saw, was in attendance for the entire match, caught the entire thing on tape, and when one of the ropes attached to Lewis Moore became disengaged from his wrist, the bout should have been called a disqualification, and of course by AIWF rules, a title cannot change hands on a disqualification. Therefore, the title should have been returned to Lewis Moore. AIWF Vice President Tim Dolan made the decision the next day to nullify the title switch and return the AIWF World Championship to Lewis Moore. To the horror of Pelham fans, the title switch they thought they saw actually never took place officially in the AIWF rule books and history books. However, many steps were taken in the immediate aftermath of this disputed title switch. Not only did AIWF Vice President Tim Dolan order the championship switch nullified, the title was returned to Moore, and to deal with the much ballyhooed upcoming championship bout between Moore and the Chief Atakula Kula, the usual 30-day defense rule has been suspended for this match. If Lewis Moore is disqualified and loses, the belt will change hands. For more, please stay tuned to AIWFWrestling.net for regular updates. For those of you who like a more in-depth look at AIWF and wrestling in general, check out my podcast, This Week in Wrestling, that I host with the Manaconda, Matt Houston of the Old School Mafia. You can find us at thisweekinwrestling.net or through iTunes. This week's special guest is the Hurricane, Shane Helms, so be sure to check that out when it comes up on Thursday evening or Friday morning. Don't miss it. Until next week, this is Scott Island for AIWF Worldwide. I'll see you at the matches. Until then, good night and God bless.